So for this section, we're going to look at the kinds of threats and of course their impact. So we're going to look at the passage and try to extract the point. Now it's very important that you focus specifically on what is required by the question. So just for you guys, I've already created a sort of a space to leave this part here. Okay, so that's where the question is asked. So just pay attention to it. Talk about threats and the impacts on its natural environment. So here we go. And now let's just focus on impacts first. Okay, by the way, some of you who have those of you have actually completed this exercise. If you notice that if you complete or at least attempted to complete the summary, you have found the answers already. But then this is just for people who needs the extra guidance to actually extract the points. Okay. And let me repeat again, as I said, that it's important that you actually take note about what is required by the question. They're looking for threats, Borneo, and impact. So let's just focus on threats first. First threat. Let's go line by line. Borneo possesses another resource that combines economic blessing and environmental danger. So any threat assessment here? Nope. There's nothing here. The 300 million year old plant material known as coal lies underground on the island of Borneo, and coal mining has provided Borneo with much economic wealth, which has contributed to its development. So there's no point about threats here. Now, if there's nothing there, we usually call this a distractor. Okay, distractors are basically, they're there to distract you. They're not there to contribute any sort of meaningful points to your summary. So if you see a distractor, largely avoid. Okay, it's usually totally away from the content that's required on the question. Right? Let's go to the third point. Now the third point here is, however, surface mines for gold as well as coal spread across southern and eastern Borneo, like pockmarks. Sophia, I think the first point is here. Spread. Oh my god. Okay, let me get my mouse. Like pockmarks, displacing forests. That's the first point. Okay. So displacing forests. What does displacing forest mean? It means the forests are being destroyed, displacement. Okay. And the second point is, so I just call this point number 1. Let me get my pen here. Point number 1. Okay, and then the second one is on polluting rivers. Change different color. That's point number 2. Alright, so 2 points there. So these are 2 strikes. So there's polluting rivers and displacing forests. Okay, anything here? Nothing. Alright, let's move on. Next, in addition, so we're looking for threats and impacts. In addition, Borneo has gained global attention for yet another reason. The swamp forest, peat swamp forest, covers around 11% of the island. Peat soil represents a massive store of the world's carbon. Now, what do we call this? We call this an elaboration. Okay, just shorthand. Now, for elaboration, my stand is this: if it's close to the requirement of the question, use it only when you don't have enough points. Okay, so sometimes you feel like, sure, I look everywhere, I cannot find points. Then you might want to look at elaboration to actually help you add 1 more point. But sometimes in the elaboration somewhere, there might be a point there. Okay, that's totally fun of it. That's something to look out for. Alright, so peat soil represents a massive store of the world's carbon. The peat soil ecosystem is the most efficient carbon storage on the planet because peat soil capture carbon dioxide, which is naturally released from peat, thus maintaining equilibrium in the forest environment. So far, nothing about threats or impact there. Now, next paragraph is interesting. Okay, let's set different color for this one. Strip off its trees and drain. Tropical peat decays, releasing carbon into the atmosphere. So that's 1. Okay, and the next one. And as it dries, it becomes extremely susceptible to burning, intentional or accidental. Okay, so here is P4, P3, and P4. So 4 points. How many points do you have to do to get left to get 8 marks? 4 marks. 4 points, alright? Massive annual fires set deliberately to clear the previously forested land for new oil palm plantations, and exacerbated by frequent drought, have burned out of control. So threats and impact. So one threat is what? In here. Okay, we should try to find light color. Got massive annual fires set deliberately to clear previously forested land. So yes, SP5 there. Okay. Then there's also another threat, frequent droughts. Exacerbated by frequent droughts and burn out of control. So that's 0.6. Okay. Fill Borneo skies with smoke. Closing airports causing respiratory problems. So now we're talking about you really settle the threats. Now you're looking at impact, natural environment and the people. So filled Borneo skies. See if we can cycle again to yellow. Filled Borneo skies with smoke. Closing airports. Okay, maybe we can clean all this. And then next one, causing respiratory problems for millions of people as far away as mainland Asia. Immediately you get points number 7, point number 8, and then 9 and 10. And carbon release by decaying peat soil fires and deforestation had pushed Indonesia into third place among nations as the source of greenhouse gases, behind only the heavily industrialized China and the United States. Okay. Alright, so actually it's only 10 points, but then just based on this exercise, we have found 8 points if we follow strictly the requirements of the question. So what's the main lesson here? The main, just to TLDR it, main summary. You don't go for distractors, don't go. Okay. Then for the elaboration, use only if you don't have enough points. Okay, not enough points. Then use elaboration. Main points, use it. Of course, obviously use it when you need it. Okay. Alright. So that's the end of this video. Now the next video, I'm going to show you the 10 points found. Then we'll try to rephrase it in your own words. Okay? Alright. See you all. Cheers.